The pushback from Democrats is big news because these legislators voted last year to renew state regulations. Now they say they're taking a step back and are even willing to reconsider the state's zero emissions by 2045 timeline if cost of energy continues rising.
I don't know what more of an alarm bell do you need to have two refineries shut in less than a year in the state of California. They should declare an emergency.
We truly need to protect what we have. Protect our in-state refining, protect the in-state production.
Even with the soaring gas prices nationwide with the conflict in Iran, Californians continue to pay the most in the nation for gas. But Republican legislators and the petroleum industry say state regulations under the climate agenda of zero emissions by 2045 have put California in an especially tough spot.
There have been decades of policies that have really led to the position that we're in right now.
There's a lot of things, insurance costs, labor costs, a lot of things in California are a lot more expensive.
The California Air Resources Board, or CARB, wants to amend its Cap and Invest program, which allows polluters to pay for credits to continue operations in state. Some of that revenue is offered as rebates to Californians. The amendment proposes fewer permits for higher fees moving forward.
This is a really flawed policy, Jenny.
Chevron, PBF, and Marathon Petroleum have all written letters of opposition saying refineries would be forced to reconsider operations in-state since foreign oil importers don't have to pay the Cap and Invest fee. And a letter from the governor of Nevada, a state reliant on California for gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel.
That tells you how important this issue is, not only for California, but for Nevada and Arizona, too.
Assembly Democrats who say they were largely inspired by letters of opposition also wrote a letter of opposition to CARB.
What we know we do not want is our regulatory environment creating additional costs for consumers.
Democrats write, quote, an energy transition that outpaces infrastructure readiness risks creating chronic supply imbalances and long-term market instability. But these very legislators voted last year to renew the Cap and Invest program. We asked.
And what it looks like out in the real world. And so we need to take a step back. Let's have those conversations.
CARB has reiterated, quote, the Cap and Invest program is the most cost-effective way for California to achieve its statutorily mandated climate goals.
The legislature says meet these goals, and so then they back into how to meet those goals.
Democrats now say if they need to revisit the state's timeline for zero emissions by 2045, they'll do it.
I don't want to leave anybody behind in these goals. So if they need to be adjusted, I'm happy to have that conversation in the legislature.
I will be flexible with it, but I think more conversation needs to happen.
We also saw Vice Chair of the California Energy Commission, Siva Gunda, join the Assembly Democratic Caucus luncheon earlier today. A spokesperson with Assembly Speaker Rivas tells me Gunda briefed the caucus on how the war in Iran and decisions by President Trump are impacting gas prices nationwide and in California. I checked with party leaders after the lunch, too. They say Gunda did not talk about the CARB amendments. Jenny He, News 8.